Yo, what's going on everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video, and this one I'm really excited to because we're checking out a new spot here in Florida. I don't know if you can see that behind me here. We're at Seminole Coconut Creek, can't even say. But excited because I actually have permission to film here, which is nice. Always nice to have permission and just be able to film freely. So we'll try to get some footage, try to fly the drone around here, but a little inside scoop. I changed shirts, all right? This is still the same day of that tournament. I couldn't wear the same shirt 4 videos in a row. That would be pretty embarrassing. So yeah, I had to change shirts for the vlog. You know, I had to mix up the wardrobe a little bit. Can't just be a bum and wear the same shirt for 4 videos. But that's all. We're gonna play some cash. I think we're on the 2-5 list. There's a few games running right now, and I'm really interested to see, you know, what the action is like, because obviously everyone is gonna be at the Hard Rock with WPT. Yeah, so we'll see. Also, we're starting the session at midnight. It's DGen hours, guys. It is DGen hours. Let's see how this goes. Let's get into it. We hop into the 2-5 1K max buy-in, and here trying to switch out of tournament mode here in cash, we pick up Jack 10 of diamond under the gun with a button straddle. The small blind first to act opens it up to $35. Big blind folds onto me. Here, let's mix things up right off the bat. We put in that 3-bet to $110. Action folds all the way back to the small blind player, and he's got a similar size stack with about 1K in front. He makes the call. We're in position. Let's go to a flop, which comes King 9-6 rainbow with 1 diamond. He checks to us, and on this board texture, are certainly going to be betting here, although we don't have anything. We just have an inside straight draw, but I throw out a bet of $85. This player folds, and well, we're taking down the first hand of the night, and this table looks like a lot of fun with drinks and straddles flowing. Next hand here, King 10 offsuit on the small blind. There are 2 limpers of $5. For $3 more, certainly just going to limp in. Big blind checks his option, and we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes Queen 9-6 2 hearts out there, and action checks to the button on my right. He throws out a bet of $10. Well, for that price, we've got 1 over and a gutter ball. Let's just peel one, make the call for 10, and the hijack player calls as well. 3 ways. The turn comes the Jack of Clubs Gin card for us. Here with 2 flush draws out there now, I am going to stab at this and bet out. Throw out $35 for value. The hijack player folds, and back on the button player, and he does something glorious. He raises to $100. What a dream spot. This is why we peel $10 on the flop for. This player covers us as well, so we certainly want to get stacks in here sitting with the nuts. So trying to figure out a way how to get all the money in the middle right now. I put in that 3-bet and re-raise to $335. And sadly, he snap folds, so no value for us here. Unfortunate that he made such a quick decision and a fold, but still nice to take it down. Here we get tricky with it with ace-7 of hearts on the big blind. There's a button straddle, and we're playing 6-handed. Here, small blind folds, and with a suited ace, I don't love opening it, but I think on this table we can do so. So I size up and raise to $40. Folds to the button player, who makes the call for 30 more. Looks like she's been playing a lot of hands. Anyways, the flop comes at 9-5-5 rainbow. Neutral board texture. Definitely going to be c-betting this one with ace high. Thinking we're good here a lot, so I bet out 30. This player makes the call. The turn is the 3 of hearts, and here obviously improved to our flush draw. I think I barrel again almost 100% of the time, but the issue is that I don't think we get called by worse than ace high, honestly. So I decided to check, play it more deceptively, and this player just checks it back really quickly. The river is the deuce of hearts, getting there, runner, nut flush. Like I said on the turn here, when she checks it back, I don't think she has a lot. So here, obviously sitting with the effective nuts, I don't think she has a full house ever or a 5. I'm going to play this weird and just check here, hoping that she can bluff at this with some sort of hand. But unfortunately, she doesn't have anything. She checks it back with King Jack offsuit for King High. So we took the exploitative route of trying to get her to bluff with her nothing. Sadly, she didn't take the baits, and we're going to show our nut flush and take it down. Here we are again, another straddled pot, and we look down at 2 aces in middle position. That's amazing. There's an early position player who opens it up to $35 and action folds to me. So there's a very high level of thinking of poker strategy here, and I don't really want to go into the weeds too much, but for very high level reasons, I decided to put in the 3-bet here to $125. Action folds back to this early position player and he makes the call. This guy has a stack in front of him. So we're trying to play for stacks here. We've got a lot going on. Let's see a flop. The flop comes ace, 4, deuce, 2 clubs, flopping top set. Oh my God, what a dream. He checks to us, and here the issue with top set is that there's not a lot of holdings he can have that we can get value from. We obviously block all ace X combos with 2 aces in our hand, so I throw out a really small bet of $75, really downsizing here. Now we see something that we just didn't expect to see. He check raises, and it's only a sizing of $150, so a min check raise here. This is nice. This is what you call a dream spot. So here, like I said before, I don't think I can get too much value with 3-betting because we block all value hands, and I think that this check raise is more weighted towards some sort of draw. So we're in position. We have the nutted hand right now pretty much. I make the call in position. The turn comes a 4, so no need to be afraid of 3-5 anymore. This is going to get really fun. Even better, this player throws out a bet of $150, and I think I'm going to go along with this one. This sizing is adequate, and I don't want to blow him off of a hand like a draw of some sort, so let him commit his stack. If he wants to bluff at it, we make the call and see a river. The river is the 10 of hearts, so the club draw does break out, unfortunately, but it just doesn't matter. He rips it all in for his entire stack of about $700. Snippety snap. We snap this off with the second nuts, and I show my hand first because we pretty much have the nuts here in this situation, and he's not happy about it when I show first. I don't really need to make him show if I know I'm going to be winning here 99% of the time. So when I show my hand, he's not happy about it, but mucks it, and we get a bunch of chips pushed our direction. In this next one, after that massive aces hand, we pick up ace king offsuit and +1 with a button straddle. There's a big blind player who limps for $10, and now an under the gun raise to my right to 40. On to me here, pretty easy spot once again to 3-bet, so I size to $120. Now, unexpected action occurs as the player to my left, Harry, puts in that good old 4-ball to $425. Really massive 4-ball as well, even though he's in position. And when action folds to me, well, we've got quite a spot in front of us. I look at his stack, and he has about $1,200-ish behind, so $1,600 total effective. And realistically, we're playing extremely deep as I cover him. So effectively 160-ish big blinds with the straddle. I really don't want to flat call this out of position. And if we were to 5-bet rip it all in, it's a pretty uncomfortable spot to be in with ace king. I don't want to be flipping for this much money, but regardless, we're out of position, and flatting doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Folding is certainly on the table sometimes, but let's go for it. Only option for us, in my opinion, is to 5-bet, so I size up to $1,000. Harry quickly says he got his hand caught and folds king 10, as he tells us. So it's nice to take this pot down pre-flop without much of a sweat. It's also funny that he also makes vlogs on YouTube, but you'll hear a little bit more from that later in this video. So in this next hand, we pick up pocket 6s on the button, playing 5-handed. Action folds to me, and I open things up to $20. Small blind folds, big blind makes the call, so we're going to get some experience playing big blind versus button hands here. The flop comes 10, 7, 9 rainbow, and here sitting with 4th pair, under pair to the board. He checks to me, and this is an easy check back. The turn comes the 9 of clubs, brings in a backdoor flush draw, and he throws out a bet of $25. Here we do have an underpair, but we also do have a gutter to a straight, not necessarily a great gutter, but I think here we're just going to call and peel once. The river now comes the 3 of clubs. The club draw does get there, and again, he bets another time, this time for $75. Sitting with our hand with just an underpair pretty much, I've got a bluff catcher, and it seems less likely of a bluff given the draw to get there. I really think I need like a massive soul read or something to make this call here, which I obviously don't. It's hard to read people, especially with masks on. So I just make a fold. This one, not too exciting of a hand, but sometimes you got to make these laydowns eventually. This hand gets a little bit more interesting with ace queen of hearts on the button once again. There's an ungun player who limps and a low jack who raises to $25. Here, action folds to me, definitely a hand we're going to put into our 3-betting range. So in position as well, I size up 3x to 75. Under the gun limper gets out of the way. Low jack makes the call for 50 more. Let's see a flop. The flop comes 4, 5, 6 rainbow. Yeah, that's not what we're looking for. He checks to us, and here we've got 2 overs. Board does not hit our range too much here. I am going to check this one back, hoping to see a good turn. The turn comes a 3, and now he throws out a bet of $150. Leading out for that size is a little suspicious for us, as it's pretty much full pot. And it feels like a spot where if he was betting for value, he'd size down instead of trying to push me off this hand and pot. This player definitely seems competent enough to take advantage of this board texture and range advantage on this flop and turn. So here, I'm definitely a little suspicious of the sizing. I don't think that this is a value bet. So I make the call here in position with plans of trying to bluff him off of whatever holding he's got. We're going to a river, which comes a 10. We see great news as now this player slows down and checks. So obviously, given this opportunity to bluff at this and take a stab, definitely need to bluff him off of all holdings. I don't think ace high is good here too often, so not good enough to check back and realize showdown anyways. So I throw out a bet of $250. This player folds pretty quickly, and it's nice to win this one as well, bluffing our way to winning the pots and making a decent read on the turn, I think. Okay, everyone, strapping your seatbelts. This is the hand you want to pay attention to. Pocket queens in the hijack with a button straddle. We get a small blind and big blind limp, and now the ungun player raises to 60. I've raised and 3-bet this ungun player a lot so far. I did the same thing last hand with ace queen, and here with a premium, let's put in another 3-bet and size up just a hair bit. We size to $200, and interestingly enough, player to my left, Harry, that we've talked about before, he's in the cutoff and actually cold calls the 200. All the other players fold, including the on the gun opener. So now we're going to be playing a really interesting pot out of position against a 3-bet cold caller. We're going to a flop, which comes queen, 5, 6, 2 hearts, and a diamond. Once again, top set. We're in the same situation as before when we had aces, where with top set, we block a lot of value hands. So once again, I'm going to be sizing down with a very nutted hand right now. I throw out a c-bet of $150. And this player, Harry, once again with top sets, raises us. Music to our ears. He raises to a large sizing of $400. And oh man, we're also deep as well. He has about $850-ish behind, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure what he's raising here with. I guess he has a lot of combo draws that we can get value from, but that's pretty much it if he wanted to go and try to flip with a combo draw versus top sets. But I'm really confused. We're out of position, certainly incentivized to 3-bet rip it all in. But in this instance, I decided to just make the call and see a turn. The turn comes the king of diamonds. So 2 flush draws out there once again, and I don't actually love this card. Not only does it bring in multiple draws, but this hand hits my range as the 3-better more than his. So I don't really want him to check it back because of that instance and give out a free card. So I think about it for a while, and I take a really interesting and strange line. I decide to lead out and bet here for $350 for the sole reason of not wanting this to go check. Harry now thinks for a while and ultimately ends up making the call. We've got about $500 effective. Let's see a clean river. The river is an 8, essentially a total brick given that we are in a 3-bet pot. There are some draws that get there, some 2-pair combos, but I don't think they're really relevant. Maybe this player has pocket 6s, pocket 5s for a smaller set. Not entirely sure, but I rip it all in for about $500-ish total. And this player thinks for a while and doesn't snap call. So that's pretty good. Confident that we have the best hand here. And after thinking for a little bit, he makes the call. we show our queens, and he actually flashes us pocket aces, which I never expected. Nice to suck out there against a deceptively played aces. Harry told us before that he wanted to shout out on the channel, and I told him that my marketing fee was his whole stack, which later on in this hand he obliged to do. So check out his channel, Harry B Poker on YouTube. He paid a hefty marketing fee, but his channel is growing really fast and he makes awesome videos around Florida. Shortly after that massive hand, we pick up King 7 of diamonds on the hijack with a button straddle. We're playing 5-handed, and when the small blind and big blind call for 10, here just trying to isolate, widen up my range a little bit given that we are short-handed. We're in position as well, so I raised to $60, and we only get one player to make the call in the small blind, and this guy plays a very wide range, it seems. Anyways, heads up, the flop comes King, King 8 to hearts. He checks to us, and we're just sun running right now, it seems like. I put in a C bet of $75, not sure what I can get called by, but he does make the call. So we're going to a turn which comes, well, the case king. This night literally can't get any better sitting with quads. He checks, and while he's checking, he looks extremely uninterested at this pot, so I'm not really sure if he has an 8 or a draw or whatever. I decided to just check it back given the live read. The river is a 5. Once again, he snap checks it, and I'm not really sure how much money I can milk out of him. So I just throw out a really tiny bet of $50. Maybe I can induce a bluff raise. Who knows? But with the $50 bet, he just tosses in a call. So I think we're going to be winning this one. I'm no poker expert, but showing the case king, the pot gets shipped our direction.
Thank you. Just luck boxing it.
For the final interesting spot of the night, we pick up ace 3 of diamonds on the button. There's an ungun limp, and I raise things up to $25. Now, player in the small blind, my left Harry, he 3-bets to 75. Action folds back to me as the ungun limper folds, and me and him have played some pretty big pots against each other. Let's try to play another one, as I think he's playing back at me here after the past few hands. So given the configuration of the 3-bets, I think this is a good time to 4-bet light. I sized to $200, sizing down a little bit, and he thinks about it for a while, said he would have folded to a larger 4-bet sizing, but for $125 more, he makes the call. Heads up, the flop comes ace, jack, 10, 2 clubs. Here he checks to me, and on this specific board texture and with our specific hand, I think we can actually check back a decent percentage of the time. Certainly c-betting is fine because we do have to protect our 4-betting range, but I don't know how to check on these 4-bet pots. I think this is a good time to do it. Let's just experiment and try it out. I check back. Going to a turn which comes the 8 of hearts. Now, given the check line on the flop, Harry throws out a bet of $160. And given how I've played it, I don't really love this board, but I have underrepped my hand just a little bit, I guess, with top pair. It seems a little too exploitable to fold right now, but I definitely don't love the situation given we have a weak 1 pair. There's a lot of 2-pair combos that beat us or straights, so anyways, I feel like we're really ahead. It seems like his defending range for 4-bets, it's in this board, isn't great for us, but anyways, we just toss in the call and see a river. The river is a 7. Now he throws out another bet into a bigger one of $350, and he's only got 300 behind, so now, obviously, with just 1 pair, it seems very ambitious to bluff catch for this one. So after thinking things over for a little bit, he ends up making the fold and tells us he had jack 10. So we go 2 for 3 against them. He takes this pot down.
He takes it down.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just reclaiming what was once mine.
What is up? It is currently too late, 3:30 in the morning. We played for a few hours, and this was a really good adventure, really good session. I'm really happy. Today was great. We played like 10 hours of tournament poker and then 3 hours of cash, and overall, we're up now. We're up. This was good. We couldn't have ran any hotter. I'm getting paid with top set twice, facing raises with top set twice. It's kind of the dream. Everything kind of worked out today, finally. We've had some really swingy sessions. We broke the 5 session in a row L. So my poker history chart is not just a bunch of reds. It's now 1 green on top of all the reds. So I guess that's a good sign. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. This was an absolute banger. This place is awesome. So hopefully I'll be back. They were really open to filming. So maybe it'll be more videos from here to come. But so far, halfway through this Florida trip, it's been great. This was this was crazy, but I'm really happy with those. Hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. We were in for 1,000, only one bullet, out for 4,360. So really good profit, really good profit today. And we'll play some more poker. We'll get some more videos out to you. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.